Hi, I'm Nicolette Lazarus and founder of Womanship. I'm passionate about creating safe spaces for women to share more of the things that often worry us all, with the help and support of the health and wellness professionals who are there to help us thrive. Our next event in the A to Z of Things That Women Don't Talk About series is B for Burnout. I'm excited to be joined by Cristina Popescu, a trauma and burnout coach, and one of our wonderful speakers for the next events. So, Cristina, welcome.
Happy to be here and thank you for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the work that you do as a coach?
What I do is to look at the root of the burnout from a trauma perspective. In order to get out of burnout, we need to address the issues and the traumas and the pain that basically make us medicate our pain with work, which leads to burnout.
So how does stress impact people?
Imagine you have an elastic. What the stress does is keep it stretched for long enough until our body doesn't recognize the signs of the stress. When our period is too late or too early or two times in a month, actually that is the result of the stress. When we go to bed and our mind doesn't stop. And all those piled up together leads to burnout. And most of those are rooted in our trauma. For example, not listening to our body when our bodies tell us stop, it's a trauma response. What trauma is actually is not an event that necessarily happened to us, but it's the way how our brain perceives what happened. For example, we have two people in a car accident, and one of them is very traumatized. One person is able to open the door and run out, and the other person is stuck in the car. The person who was able to get out will not perceive the event as traumatic as the person who got stuck. Every time we go in freeze mode, it's a trauma. And when we are not able to get out of the freeze mode, then it's registered as a trauma. And as a response, because we cannot live forever frozen, we go into the next stage of trauma, which is to be nice. Because nice people doesn't get killed. We try to please our bosses, our colleagues, and our husbands, and our kids, and our family. Everybody wants something from us. So because of the trauma response, we don't have those sensors that is, okay, you had too many meetings today, you go home and go to sleep.
Wow. And it's something that seems to really affect women as well, that sort of people-pleasing nature. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I'm really interested in doing this with women, so
Yeah.
that we can explore their responses to these things that happen every day and manage their stress and therefore help manage their burnout.
We are also conditioned as women to be nice girl, be a good girl. We are conditioned to behave.
Yeah.
The woman doesn't know how to stand up for herself. That translated into an abusive boss who demand all the time extra hours or extra work is the same response.
Okay, so I'm really looking forward to digging into this at the event with you even further. Can you share a little bit about how your own experiences with PTSD shaped the way you coach clients through trauma and burnout?
8 years ago, when I delivered my youngest child, I got postpartum depression, which turned into a clinical depression in combination with burnout. Which one was first? I would say trauma. I grew up in a very abusive environment. I got diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, help, and I got help from a therapist. But then I missed tools. So after I finished my therapy and my healing, I decided to have a master's degree in trauma coaching. So I did a combination between psychology and coaching. And the way I coach now is basically a combination between the both.
So I love the fact that you're so passionate about helping people with their stress and with burnout because of your own experience. Why would you recommend that women should come along to our sessions and hear what you've got to say?
First of all, to be together. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to raise a woman, because we are so often the mother of, or the wife of, or the spouse of, or the partner of. But when we as women come together, supporting each other, we can move the mountains.
Why else should women attend the event?
The stigma around burnout prevents us to share, and coming together and talking on a subject that is so stigmatized, just to see that you are not the only one who might experience, to learn about the early signs of burnout, like people pleasing, or pushing that half an hour extra time, or checking those emails in the middle of the night. All those are early signs of burnout and also signs of trauma. We go every year checking our health, and then we never ever check our mind, our emotions, our soul, our being. So this event is basically a checkup. You go and then you know what you need to do. You know where to look for help, where to look for support, where to look for a place to just be.
Oh, I love that. I'm so looking forward to you sharing your knowledge and wisdom with the attendees to our events. Thank you so much, Cristina, for
You're
joining
welcome. I am looking forward to be there and create this event together, because an event is nothing without you, ladies. So see you there.